How can President Trump use his energy dominance agenda to beat Russia? Plain and simple. Joining us now, Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick. Boy, what a great sound that is. Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick, who is a longtime friend. It's great to see you. Best to Dina. Senator McCormick, very good article from the Atlantic, whatever they're called, the Atlantic think tank. But basically, we want to beat Russia. We want Europe to use our natural gas, LNG. You know a lot about this. Your state is, I think, the richest natural gas state in the country, maybe in the world. Is President Trump's agenda, now he's opening up LNG exports again, which Biden closed down. He's permitting LNG projects and installations. Is there enough, David? Is there enough? And what are your, people, your LNG, oil and gas people telling you from Pennsylvania?
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity, Larry. Good to be with you. I mean, President Trump and I both campaigned on energy dominance, and nothing could be more important to America's national security, to be exporting our natural gas and other fossil fuels and energy around the world. Nothing could be more important to our economy in Pennsylvania. These are great paying jobs. And nothing, frankly, could be more important to the environment, because that natural gas is replacing some of the coal-fired plants in places like India and China. So it's a huge opportunity. The EO that the president did allows us to reduce regulations. It allows us to have permitting reform and really move forward on this agenda. In Pennsylvania, the big deal was we need to get pipelines. We need to have an LNG export facility and get that beautiful, clean natural gas around the world. The other thing, Larry, which is so important, is with the growth of AI, there's going to be a tripling of energy demand over the next 10 years. Pennsylvania should be at the intersection of energy and AI, big data centers. This is a huge opportunity. I've talked to President Trump about it. I've talked to Secretary Wright and Secretary Burgum. We're going to have a big energy summit in Pennsylvania to talk about AI and energy, because it's the future.
But I also think you need to talk about Europe. We, United States, should have Europe as our best customer. Or let me put it to you differently. Europe should have the U.S. LNG product as their best customer, so they won't go back to Russia. And that in turn, and you know this, you are a veteran, a decorated veteran, that in turn will weaken Russia. Because if they can't
100%.
sell their, it's a one-shop, it's a one-horse economy, oil and gas. I'm going to get to sanctions in a minute. But the export of LNG creates jobs at home. You're 100% right. But we need Europe to use American natural gas, wean them off of Russia.
100%. I believe that Putin would not have invaded Ukraine under President Trump. Part of the reason for that was that President Trump did not support the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, and Biden did, and that allowed that Russian natural gas to go to Germany. Germany has made itself completely dependent on outside countries for energy, and that's why America, through its natural gas, needs to export. And honestly, that's why I've been a big advocate of an export facility in Pennsylvania, because it would be a straight shot to Europe. It's truly critical for Europe's security to have a support of Pennsylvania and American energy.
Terrific. One other thing, Senator McCormick, I love the sound of that, by the way. I just love the sound. One other thing, Senator McCormick, I know you weren't at the hearing, but there was a Senate hearing today on Panama and the Panama Canal, and I'm sure you got some feedback or some kind of readout. What are we going to? I think I know President Trump did, but he hasn't actually spelled it out. What does David McCormick want to do? What do these other senators on foreign relations want to do? What's going to happen with this Panama story? Because we can't allow China, to run the whole thing or both 100%. Ends of it. What do you think?
I mean, what President Trump has done, I think he's totally changed the conversation about promoting American interest abroad, protecting us from China's aggression, ensuring we have the resources we need. And so that's Greenland, that's Panama. And when you hear him talk about it, and I've talked to him about this directly, you look at what's happened with Panama, the way U.S. naval vessels are charged, Chinese control of the canal. It's completely counter to our interest. So I'm not sure what the final deal will look like, but I'm sure America's interest in the next 6 months as it relates to Panama are going to be dramatically improved to where they were under Joe Biden. And I think that's what President Trump's doing. He's fighting for American interest around the world. I got a lot of confidence we're going to make big progress.
Yeah, terrific stuff. Senator Dave McCormick from the great state of Pennsylvania, thanks ever so much. Best to you. See you soon.
Yes, sir.